This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update for you. Before I get into it, click the link in the description if you want to see my hour and a half interview with WWE Hall of Famer Don, the original Rock Morocco last night. I really enjoyed talking to him, one of the nicest guys in the wrestling business. Apparently, Paige, who has been under AEW contract since 2022, but not used at all by the company since October, has confirmed today that she has been released by the company. It's amazing to me that they didn't have her wrestle Sasha Banks at all, because that would have been the biggest women's match they could have. Everyone remembers Paige from at one time she was the most popular women's wrestler in WWE, but she had an injury. She had a lot of controversies related to sex tapes and so forth coming out. Um, and her career kind of fell apart. She hadn't wrestled for a long time. She appeared in AEW. There was some hoopla when she first came in. Um, and then she pretty much faded away. Young Macho Man, and again, she was pretty much wasted by AEW, and she was advertised for a lot of shows in AEW, particularly on the Canadian tour they did last year, that she did not appear on, including the one in Ottawa. So I remember there was one girl with a Paige sign that was particularly disappointed that Paige, who was on the poster, did not appear, and no refunds were offered for the wrestlers who did not appear on that event. They haven't come to Canada at all yet in 2025, and there's no dates announced. So you can imagine that they had a profitable tour the last time they came to Canada. Maybe that's why they cut a lot of the people that were advertised on the posters to try and save money. Gail Kim is gone from TNA. I don't know if WWE owns them, but they definitely have a lot of control over TNA. They recently also got rid of Ariel Scherner, who I met at one point. He had a lot of power in the old version of TNA. He wasn't honest when dealing with me when at one point they were using some of my footage. I did not particularly like the guy. I don't know how he got his position, but they got rid of Gail Kim, Ariel, Rob Klingman, and Michael Schwenko. I have no idea who the other two guys are. Tommy Dreamer is now head of their talent relations. So there you go. I think WWE is just slowly going to take over TNA more and more. It's already pretty much a development system. And I have a contact that is an agent for numerous wrestlers that are in the big time, and he had mentioned to me that the TNA really was no longer taking anyone that WWE was not interested in. Brian Adams, the former Crush, who was one part of Demolition, his family have signed a Legends contract with WWE. Surprisingly, even though Demolition, Axe, and Smash have also signed Legends contract, no announcement for them being in the Hall of Fame yet. They have announced the natural disasters, which I could understand Earthquake being in the Hall of Fame, but Typhoon, really? He was never a main event guy. His best run was kind of with the natural disasters, which you're not going to find too many people saying the natural disasters was their favorite tag team. I remember they feuded with Legion of Doom mostly, had some matches with Money Inc. Um, then he had that Shockmaster thing and didn't really do anything else of noteworthy in wrestling. So to me, Typhoon is not a Hall of Famer. I know it's Cody Rhodes' uncle, but I would have put Demolition and Sid in there long before Typhoon. That's just my opinion. Apparently, WWE are allowing wrestlers to do more and more indies lately. I guess because they're not doing house shows, and they have a lot of wrestlers that aren't necessarily being used regular on TV, like Natalia and some of these lower card guys. Even Karrion Kross is doing indies now. So I don't know if they're going to keep. I like Karrion Kross, but I don't know if they're going to keep Karrion Kross much longer. They released his AOP cohorts and Paul Ellering, who were in that group with him, and now they have Karrion Kross doing indies. So I don't know if that's necessarily a good sign. My training is going great, Shaq. Yes, I am doing 2-a-days, weighing in at 286 this week. Young Macho Man, Gail Kim, when I promoted the first ever TNA tour in Canada back in 2007, in Hull, Quebec, Quebec City, Quebec, and Montreal, Quebec, she wrestled Awesome Kong on, or no, I don't even know if she wrestled Awesome Kong on those shows. It may have been Jacqueline. May have been Jacqueline. Um, but I remember Gail Kim was at the WWE tryout I had that I got signed from, where my contract was later rescinded in 2009. She had just re-signed from TNA, and she was just there to kind of give everyone a speech about how good WWE was to work for. That's really all I remember. I haven't had much interaction with her. Doug Masters is doing an interview with Jack Kilby, hopefully soon. He's been going through some health problems, so we hope those are over and done with. Wish everyone a great day. That's all the news. Let me know what you think about Typhoon. Is he Hall of Fame worthy? Does that? I mean, the Coco Beware bar was already set a long time ago for WWE Hall of Fame. I would even say, and there's been people under the Coco Beware bar since, but I would say Typhoon is even less remembered than Coco Beware. At least Coco Beware, everyone, even though he was a low card guy, people remember him. But the most people remember about Typhoon really is the Shockmaster thing from WCW, which whatever. The Hall of Fame is ultimately a TV show, but I don't think he should be going in there before Sid and Demolition. Earthquake, yes. He was successful in WWE and WCW. He had a decent run there, and he came back as that Golga character. He main evented against Hulk Hogan a lot. He also had a successful sumo wrestling career, but really, name me one great Typhoon match. Honestly, give me a break. Have a great day.